Okay, today is the Mad River $1 million guarantee, $520 buy-in. Don't have much money, but I'm going to take a stab at this, see if I can get warmed up. Probably play 1 or 2 tournaments next week at the Reserve over in Toledo, Ohio. Really like that place. Mad River I'm not that big a fan of, but their tournaments are pretty big, and if you do well in them, you can make quite a bit of money. I've yet to do very well. I've made day 2 sometimes, but let's hope I do better. I'm going to try to really ramp it up and hit this tournament stuff hard and do my best. I'm taking a tournament class right now, run by Darren Elias, which is from Upswing Poker. They have a tournament class with help from Nick Petrangelo, who's like a GTO guy. And getting through that class, watching it, it's got some interesting stuff. Hopefully I pick up more. A lot of it's stuff I already know, but it's always good to remember stuff, and then hopefully there's some newer stuff so far, where Darren has some ideas on tournaments. So I'm going to just keep hitting this tournament stuff, see if I can do well, and get all prepped. I noticed last night playing cash, boy, I'm rusty. I'm not taking spots that I should be. When there's obvious bluff spots and I see them and I don't take them, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Like, even if it doesn't work all the time, if it's a good bluff spot, you have to take it because it's profitable. Like, if I feel it's a good bluff spot that's profitable, yeah, it might not work. I remember last night there was a board where the river hit a straight and a flush, and the guy bet out small, and I was on the button, and I'm thinking, dude, raise representing a flush, and I didn't do it. And I was like, what am I doing? Yes, it might not work. Yes, he might not fold the straight. I know he has a straight. I know he doesn't have a flush because of his sizing and the way he was acting. So put down the metal to the pedal, baby. And if it doesn't work, well, it works enough of the time to do it. If it works enough of the time to do it, then you need to do it. I mean, let's say he bet like $25 and do like a $200 pot. If I make it 150, but I only have to be right half the time, not even a third of the time. So it's totally profitable, even if it doesn't work. So you have to take spots, and I didn't take a number of spots that I should have taken. I didn't call with a flush draw getting the right price because it wasn't the nut flush draw. But I'm like, dude, what are the odds someone else has an ace high flush draw at the same time I have a king high flush draw? We're not playing PLO. You know, I'm thinking PLO. And I would have won, and that right there was like a $500 pot. So I did make a little bit, but boy, I should have done a lot better. So I feel like I'm getting rusty, but I'm only playing once a week, so I got to start playing a lot more. Really got to try to start playing a lot more. Games are drying up here in this town, in Indianapolis, so unfortunately, I'm going to have to try. It sucks those regular games during the week ended, and they stopped doing those, so I'm going to have to try finding some games outside of town and spend some more time outside of town in Chicago and stuff like that. Because I don't want my game being so rusty. I felt like I just was a little rusty because I've only played. Granted, once a week is probably more than some people do, but it's really not enough if I want to keep improving my game, to be honest. So we'll see how I do in this tournament. And I got my lucky beads on, so that's good. Got to keep those on. And we'll see what happens. So, anyway, I was doing real good here in the Mad River. I just got knocked out. Coming up on break. I don't know, part of it might have been I was just listening to music, not getting on tilt, but always assholes in poker tournaments and poker places you got to deal with. A lot of nice people. You get the few. But I started out really good. I was very aggressive. I was stealing a lot of pots, and things were going well. Had a pretty good player right on my right, who was pretty religious about 3-betting, which is good. So I started re-raising him a couple times, and we were kind of battling. Thankfully, I was on his left. I got involved in one hand, kind of a light open, but I was in the cutoff, and I had 8-9 off. It got folded to me. I opened, and the lady in the big blind just called, and I just min-raised. So I'm like, okay. The flop came 8, 7 deuce with 3 clubs, And she checked, I bet she called. Turn was an offsuit king. She checked, I bet she called. And then the river was like an offsuit nothing, and she jammed. And I started talking to her, and I just felt like, I was like, man. And then as I started talking to her, she didn't look like she was comfortable. I'm like, did you really like flop the nut flush or something? And then the read I got off of her is like, no, she was not that strong. So I thought it was possible she was bluffing, like a missed ace of clubs or something. But, yeah, watching her play, I should have known better. Some people just don't bluff, and that's one of my weaknesses. I call too much. So anyway, I called, and it was a big bet. It was for 20,000. She had pocket jacks with no club, which is not a hand I would put her on. So she had me beat with my pair of eights. But it was kind of weird because I would have thought she had I wouldn't have put her on that, right? To just jam the river, check, call, jam. I mean, that's very polar line. So, and then she never 3-bet either. So I think she was kind of worried when I started talking to her, like maybe she was worried I had a king. So anyway, had a hand soon right after that I had king queen. This guy opened, the same guy on my right, and I really felt like I should have 3-bet him with the king queen off. It would have worked, but I didn't, and I just called, and the flop came like jack 7 deuce. He checked. I should have just bet. But I decided to check behind, and that's where I screwed up, because now my line doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The turn was a 9, so that gives me 2 overs with a gutter. He checks, I bet. He calls, so I'm thinking, okay, he's got like ace high. The river was an 8. He checks, I bet big, because I'm like, I don't think my king high is good. I'm trying to get him off ace high, which is exactly what he had. He ended up hitting a pair of 8s at the river. He had ace 8 off, and he ended up calling me, and I'm really shocked by that. So I'm like, dude, good call, dude. And I really think if I had 3-better, bet him, or if I just bet on the flop and double barreled, I mean, that would have worked. But a lot of times I think when you check on the flop, it kind of makes them think, now they're just betting a draw on the turn, an aware player. So, yeah, not a great line. Soon after that, the same guy who's raising a lot, again, am I right? He ended up raising on the button, and I looked down at ace 9 of spades. Now he raises so much that I'm going to 3-bet this in the small blind. So I 3-bet him big. He calls. Flop comes ace jack 8. So I flop a pair and a flush draw, and I bet. He calls. Turn was a 9, gives me 2 pair. I bet kind of small. Kind of look like making it look like I might have a bluff. I turned 2 pair with a nut flush draw, and he jammed all in, and I snap called. And he had ace 10 off. So I could easily have a stronger ace there. So I don't really agree with this jam. I understand the call maybe, but unless he thought he was, I could maybe have a draw. But which, yeah, I guess I would pick up draws maybe on the turn. But anyway, yeah, and I held. 8 came on the river, so that doubled me right back up, and I got 70, 80,000, looking good again. And sometimes, boy, it was the same lady again who just, she's not bluffing. And so anyway, I raised a 10-9 off, again, kind of light in the cutoff. She calls, another guy calls. Flop comes 9 king queen with 2 diamonds. And so it gets checked, and I decided to just check it back. I got a gutter and bottom pair, but I decided to check it back for some reason. The turn, and it looked like maybe, the lady kind of looked like maybe she might have something, so I decided just to check it back. The turn was a jack, which gives me a straight. And it gets checked to me again, and of course I bet my straight, and she raises big, and I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, does she really have ace 10? And I thought, well, she probably raises with just a 10 as well, right? But maybe not, because I could have ace 10. She probably just calls, but there are 2 diamonds out there. But I'm thinking, well, I should just normally call. Normally I would just call. And then, but I'm thinking, well, yeah, I should have just called. Because then if a diamond comes, like I figured I might as well get it in now. Because who knows, a card might come to kill the action, but that's fine. If a diamond comes, we can do check. Or maybe I could try bluffing the river, but yeah, I should have just called. For some reason, it was 20,000. I put in the last 20. I had 40, so I put the other 20 in, which was, in hindsight, a mistake. And sure enough, she had ace 10. I thought I should have just called it, just with the 2 diamonds out there. I thought, well, might as well get it in case by some chance she has like 2 pair. you know, maybe she just tried. But I'm like, I don't know why I'm thinking that. But I'm like, in case she has 2 pair and I have the straight, then if a diamond comes, it kills my action. But the fact of the matter is that she's not raising me without at least a 10. And probably ace 10. So that was a bad. I think a call is okay. And then a check fold on the river. That's what I should have done. At least still kept some chips alive in my tournament. So anyway, that's what happened. And yeah, did not play that smart at the end. It was kind of fun battling with the guy on my right. He was a pretty good player. And fortunately, I just gave money away to probably the worst player at the table, which was, I don't know why I did that. I have a leak. My biggest leak is just not folding when I should against players. Of course, I didn't put her on jacks that hand. And yes, you could call it a cooler ace 10, but honestly, no. I can just call the turn, and she jams the river and then fold. Because if a diamond comes on the river, she's not betting a diamond. And she's not raising on the come. It's not like she has like a straight draw with a flush draw, because I'm thinking, well, you know, she could have that, and then what do I do if a diamond comes on the river? But no, not her. You know, so it's all player specific, right? Maybe I could play that way or should play that way against the guy to my right, but not against her. So I should have just called and then check folded the river. So my bad. I screwed up because I don't think she's even betting a straight on the river. The second nuts. I really don't. She's probably just checking back the second nuts on the river. Honestly. So anyway, they got a satellite coming up here. Some assholes I've had to deal with lately in poker rooms. I am so ready to fucking throw down and get some exercise. I swear to God. I don't want to get in legal trouble, but I just hope one of these assholes takes the first swing at me, because I could go for some exercise right now, because I'm so sick of the bullshit from some people. And make me feel good too. Just freaking putting some a-holes in their place, basically. A lot of guys are cool, but there's a couple that are some real something else. Anyway, besides that, we're going to see how we do in this satellite. They have like a satellite. I was going to head home, but they got a satellite. It's only like $150. And the thing about it is, it's a real good structure, and they have like a mystery bounty thing, whereas if you get the milestone, you get like another ticket for another seat, and like you can win multiple seats, apparently 2-3 seats, and they're giving away multiple seats apparently. So with that going on, I kind of feel like while I'm here, even if I am on tilt a little bit, I got an hour to get off tilt. I should go and try, because getting some free seats, this thing's going on for like 3 weeks, so that would be kind of nice. So, and then I'm going to be at the reserve next week too, in some tournaments. So anyway, I rambled on for a bit there. It was I started out playing really well, and just unfortunately I just paid off the rec players when I should not. And yeah, boy. Well, this is why I don't know. I want to get these bugs out of me and rust out of me. I've had some rust playing some hands poorly last night too, because I haven't been playing much. I'm gonna start playing a lot better for warming up for the PGT Championship coming up in January for sure. And I'd like to cash in one of these too to have some more money in my pocket. So stay tuned, boys and girls. Oh, I did go all in. I raised to 3,000. Guy went all in for a little over 20,000. Big raise. I call it with pocket queens. He had pocket nines. And yeah, that's how I lost half my stack earlier on. Two is a 9 came from. So there's that. I forgot to mention that. So I'm doing the satellite now. See what happens. All right, so I won a satellite seat, and it was mostly I ended up going over the milestone of 500,000 on a hand that was just drama in Ohio. Jesus Christ. One guy, this crazy weirdo guy, he's Kevin. He was going all in without even looking at his hand. And he did that a couple times in a row, and then the last one was ace king. And then I looked down at ace 5 of hearts, I raised. He just went all in. I raised to 6,000. He went all in for 26,000. Asian kid who was just playing crazy. He called it 26. I'm like 20 more. I mean, I probably should rejam, honestly, to get the other guy out. But I ended up calling. And then when the guy Kevin shoved the chips in the middle, it was like a mess all over the place. Like he had to so it was like all over and couldn't. So we were asking for a chip count. And he's like, I ain't doing it, nothing. And dealer couldn't reach over. So the guy next to him was trying to help him out. Just trying to be a nice guy, stacking his chips for him. He hit his hand. He's like, don't touch my chips. He's like, you can't touch my chips. And he hit the guy. And it's like, dude, you can't hit the dude. I mean, physically hit him. Hit his hands out of the way. All he was trying to do is help. So he goes, fuck it. So he turns around. He pitches the cards at the dealer. He pitches the cards at the dealer, and we're all like, and he walks away, and so we're like, I assume that's a dead hand. So it was a dead hand, they ruled. So he left, and the flop came out 9-5 deuce rainbow, and I checked, and there's 60,000 in there. I had about 200 behind. And maybe 250 or so. No, 400. And I don't know, I had quite a bit. And the Asian guy just shipped it all in, and he had me covered. And I'm like, dude, what a gross, silly overbet. And this is for my tournament life, but it's a satellite. It's not a big deal. And I'm just like, and I said to him, why would you go all in? Like, this makes no sense. And the dealer's like, you can't do that. You can't say that. Blah, 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 blah. He's on a power chip. He's like, hey, you gotta put your chips out in front. Your big chips aren't out in front. I'm like, holy shit, dude, what the fuck? Okay, mister. And I'm like, my big chips were out in front. And the guy was having a pissy fit because I said to him, well, I can't even say, why would you do that? He's like, no, not tournament rules. He's like, okay, stick up your ass. So, anyway, all this bullshit drama going on, I'm like, fuck it doesn't make sense to me. Never seen so much drama in one hand. It was just so immature and ridiculous. So, anyway, I call him, and he's like, you're good. He had A7 high, and my pair of fives held. So, it was just kind of weird, and that brought me up to almost, I had a decent stack. It didn't quite get me past the milestone. And then the final hand was Ace 8-7, and I was a pre-flop raiser, and it got checked to me, and for some reason I just decided to check, and I had 9-10, and it was like Ace Jack 7, sorry, and I had 9-10, and I'm like, you know what, I was a pre-flop raiser, but I'm just going to check this back. And the turn gave me a wonderful straight, brought the straight in, it was a 7, or an 8, sorry, so the gutter came in, so now I have a straight. So the guy leads out for 10, I make it 50, he just ships all in, I call, I have the nuts, and he had a set of 7, so he flopped a set. He was hoping I would c-bet, and I didn't, and ended up hitting the gutter on the turn. He let me get there. Probably, he was expecting for me to c-bet, of course, and I didn't that time. Don't always c-bet, and I held, so, and that put me way over the milestone. So, and you take envelopes, half of them are double, you get 2 entries, and half were singles. Unfortunately, I drew a single, but hey, turned 100 into 520, so, or 500, 120 into 500, that's what it was. So now I got a ticket for if I want to do it again. Geez, I don't know, all this fucking ridiculous 2-year-old drama when you go play cards. Mad River is just not my favorite place to play, honestly. I just go there because the payout's really good. I much prefer the reserve. I just have a better time there. It's a nicer room, but that's a little further away. But that's where I'll be next week in Toledo, Ohio. So at one point I'm going to make another, since I won a ticket, I want to take another shot at this million guarantee in Dayton, and then at some point get up to Toledo next week and play there too. So, and the Toledo has a really good buying one, and I think it's only a 320 buy-in, so it's still cheaper buy-in. So we'll see what happens there. But boy, what silly craziness, dude! Everyone's throwing carbs and hitting each other, and I'm calling with the second pair for 200,000. It's just really, I don't know, really silly, crazy, kind of stressful night, honestly. Poker is supposed to be fun, not stressful. Some people make it stressful, and you shouldn't, because how are you going to get more rec players to come and have fun if it's fucking stressful? They're not. But anyway, maybe you learned something. Talk to y'all later.